Hey everybody, welcome to Chasing Comics, the comic book tour. I'm Art. And I'm Andy. We want to welcome you to Titan Comics, located here in Dallas, Texas. We're about to go in and meet with the owner, Jeremy. So let's go on in and get to know more about Titan Comics. All right, let's go.
Morning.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm okay.
God,
How are you?
I'm great, dude. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hey everybody, welcome to Titan Comics here in Dallas. This is the owner, Jeremy. Jeremy, thanks for having us here.
You bet.
in
Thanks
Dallas,
for coming.
Titan. Great store there. So what we want to ask, our first question, what we usually ask all of the owners is, what was your first comic?
Oh, goodness.
What got you into comic books?
Well, I'm a little weird. I didn't read a comic book till I was almost 18.
Okay, that's all right.
And my first comic book was Saber.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
which, if you remember, that's Paul Galassi and, I'm going to forget the writer's name now. But Paul Galassi's art is what drew me into it initially.
Awesome.
And I read it. I was like, well, this is cool. I was a big science fiction fan, and it's a
Okay.
big science fiction comic book. If you haven't read it, it's
I have never read it.
very
to be
science.
honest.
We'll have to
It's very
look it up.
post-apocalyptic science fictiony,
Okay.
and so that drew me in because I was a science fiction fan.
Oh, that's awesome.
And after that, it was all kind of downhill from there in terms of reading.
Okay, so do you have a favorite Marvel superhero or favorite DC superhero?
The one that sells the best.
The one that sells the best.
I really don't. I'm very nowadays. I do read comics still.
Okay,
Don't,
right.
let's be clear about that. My favorites are the ones that sell the best. I get asked this question routinely. Tell me about your collection.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
We were gonna
Well,
ask
that was going to be one of our questions.
I don't have I have no comics in my this is my personal collection.
Okay.
You're buying from my personal collection every day.
Nice.
The things I collect things like art nowadays.
okay. Yeah.
And which I don't have. I'm not a mover and shaker in the art collection business. Okay,
Okay.
let's be clear on
Yeah.
that. However, if it is something I do have a collection of, it's art.
Oh,
Okay,
absolutely.
and this is just a selection of it. This is by no means. This is like I say I have more, but I don't have like a stack higher than your head or anything like
Okay.
that. But I do if I'm collecting something.
If we had to put your feet to the fire and asked you to pick a superhero, who would you like? Like everybody.
Captain Marvel, the original cat. Let's be clear. Not that I dislike Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
But Marvel has always been my guy.
Nice.
Awesome. Nice. That's awesome.
Nice.
So how long
But
have
again,
you...
going back to science fiction.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got ties in with Surfer and
Yep.
Thanos and Galactus. So how long have you been at this location? Because when we first met you in 1998, I think, were you off Northwest Highway?
Yeah, but we were down off of Northwest Highway at that point.
Okay.
I've been in this shopping center like 16, 17 years.
you
I've been
had
in
the
this
first-
location. Yeah, I've been in this location about 8 years.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, because I remember when we first met you, you had that replica Captain America shield over your door. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and that was my first big purchase for my Captain America collection. I mean, right now I think Andy and I have combined like over 225 Bowen busts, statues.
Excellent.
And I have your shield that hangs in my superhero room. Then I have also got the shield from the first Avengers movie. I got that at a replica from one of my old comic shops in Austin, but they're defunct now, so they went out of business. But yeah, that first piece we got which was from your shop, and I'll never forget when we walked in there. I mean, it was awesome. You had everything. I mean, this is like 10 times what you had in that store, because that store was a little bit smaller, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is awesome, man.
Thank you.
So how long have you been a comic owner
Oh, my
or
goodness.
shop, or did you have
Do
another
you-
job
do you
before?
have time?
Yeah, that's why
Well, we
we're
got time. We got
It's a
time.
very long story.
No, well,
no.
absolutely.
I've told it many times, so I've got it. I know how to boil it down,
got
but
the
it's a
Cliff
really
Note
long
version.
story.
Okay.
The high level concept is I married the owner.
Oh, nice.
Now, let's be clear. I married the owner in 1989. It wasn't like I married her 2 weeks ago or something like that. Okay. But I was
1989.
there you
There
oh
we
that
go.
just chance there you go awesome.
Awesome.
She opened her first store in Houston called Phoenix Comics in 1985.
Wow.
So she's been doing this a really long time, yeah. And yes, she still participates in this.
Awesome.
She's the project person.
Okay.
She doesn't. If you see her, it's only accidental. She doesn't like to be seen by humans.
Oh, okay.
And don't take that wrong, honey. Bye. No,
That's awesome.
but yeah, she does lots of nowadays since the point of sale system I have is internet based and she can work from home on it. Guess what she does mostly is work from home.
home.
Yeah, but she's still fully involved in the business. But I was a customer of hers,
Okay.
and so I was going to a movie, and I got stood up for a date, and the store was between where I got stood up at. This was in.
Okay.
Got to remember, this is 86 or 87.
Yep.
We didn't have cell phones. We didn't
No.
have. Yeah, you had pagers, but so anyway. Her comic book store was halfway between where I got stood up at and where the movie was, and they had a Spider-Man pinball machine that I could put a quarter in and play for 2 hours because I was sort of a pinball wizard back in the day. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was hot.
Manual dexterity ain't what it used to be.
No.
But so I said, I guess I'll go play and so I went to go play the machine, and I'd been there about 20, 30 minutes, and she stuck her head out of the back room and said, what are you doing here, and why are you all dressed up now? Dressed up.
Yeah.
One must be clear, I was somewhat dressed like I am now, but my usual attire back in the day was kind of like y'all, shorts and a t-shirt, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely nothing.
Okay.
But like I say, I was dressed up. I had a polo shirt on and jeans, that kind of stuff. And I said, well, I was gonna go to dinner and a movie, but I got stood up. What are you doing tonight? And she said, well, what kind of movie? So I told her. Now, again, it's kind of a long story. If you've never heard of this movie, don't worry. I won't hate you. It's called La Belle et la Bête by Jean Cocteau, who is I like weird movies.
That's cool.
Okay, and that's Beauty and the Beast, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But it's an extremely avant-garde and very strange take on the movie.
Did she
I
enjoy
had seen it before. But hang on, I'm still married to her. So we went to see the movie, and then I drove her back to her apartment, and we sat outside her apartment for like 2.5 hours talking about the movie, and it was all kind of downhill from there. So we ended up getting married in '89.
Nice. Well,
Like I
that's
said, it was a
awesome.
long
That's
story.
Hey, that's what
wait,
we're here
wait,
for.
it's even longer because I didn't start working the store full time.
Oh.
I was a computer analyst. I was a systems engineer.
Oh, okay.
And so I was working in the computer industry until '93. I was working. She and her father basically pulled the nepotism switches and got me a job for EDS up here in Dallas. She wanted to. Why are we in Dallas? Because her stores were in Houston. Well, she wanted to come back to Dallas where all her family is still.
Nice.
They were then and they are still now.
Okay.
And so she basically pulled some switches and got me a job as a computer person up here at EDS.
Okay.
Let's see, that was in '90. We opened this store in June of '91 because she was bored and wanted to, and was like, well, what do you want to do? I want to open another store. Okay, so we opened Titan.
So how did you come up with the name? How did you come up with the name Titan?
Well, the stores in Houston were called. She had 2 stores in Houston. They were called Phoenix Comics,
Yep.
and we sold them to other people. Okay.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, you're good.
I told you it was a long
you're good.
story.
We're good.
We're good. Keep rolling with it. Keep rolling with it. We're good.
So
We're good.
we, because at that point we were married, sold the stores off to one of her employees.
Okay.
And moved up here, and then she opened up Titan, and we kind of were doing the multi thing, and then in '93 EDS laid me off right after she had our second child.
Okay.
And it was she was kind of overwhelmed with that. So since I wasn't working for anybody else, I was looking for a job, but I wasn't working for anybody else. Opened the store in Dallas, and the question is, of course, what are we going to call it? And she had called it Phoenix in Houston because she was a big X-Men fan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And we discussed, we wanted some separation from the businesses. We didn't, not that there was a Phoenix in Dallas, but we didn't want people going, oh, y'all the same. No, because we weren't. We'd sold it. And so we came up with Titan because we inherited a lot of their back issue backstock.
Okay,
A
cool.
big and
Nice.
a whole bunch of it. And we wanted to give people at least a name recognition that we probably had more stuff than you would expect to find.
Okay,
right.
yeah, so there you can Titan.
And
yeah.
so we came up with Titan. Yeah, we were going to be down at the bottom of the alphabetical listing back in the day. That was a really big deal to be at the end of the alphabet. Because there's all kinds of statistics and stuff about Yellow Pages because I know those of you who don't remember the Yellow Pages, Google it. You'll find it. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, I remember seeing your guys' address in the back of the comic books.
Well, yeah,
where they
there's
used to have all the lists of the shops.
There's that too. Yeah, well, I tried my best to get my name in front of as many people as possible, but. Back then, there were all kinds of stats that if you were at the tail end of the alphabet in the Yellow Pages, people stopped reading, stopped looking for listings, and so. But we said, no, we'll take the chance, and so it seems to have worked out.
And so that your first store was the one off Northwest Highway, right? That was your.
Well, that
was your when you took over Titan. Was that your first location?
No, when we opened it up.
Okay,
We
all right,
were at
cool.
Northwest Highway in Marsh,
Nice.
in a tiny 800 square feet.
Yeah, I remember how small it was. Yeah.
And then we moved to 1,200, and then we moved to, let's see, 31. We went from 1,200 to, gosh, it was 3,800 square feet. It was huge.
That's awesome.
And then when we moved up to this shopping center, the one at the other end of the shopping center, we actually stepped down to. We had no choice at that point. 3,100 square feet. It felt like pouring 6 pounds into a 5 pound bag. Yeah, it was exciting.
And I remember you told us you were moving here.
Yeah, and this is 4,800 square
Nice.
feet now. So
Nice.
this is we have more room here.
Jeremy, if you could you run us through your new comic shop, how you go about when new comics come in? Could you tell
Sure.
us how you go about doing this?
So basically, this new week rack, I've got 168 facings. How do I know that? Because we've done it too many times. Nowadays, just for the sake of argument, Marvel loves to overwhelm us with 27 covers for every single issue, even though they don't need it. Yes, I said that out loud.
It's okay.
But this is that ever since we first opened, my wife learned early on from grocery stores that you force people to walk as far as possible in your store to find the things they want the most. So if they're coming for the new week rack, and if you turn around and look, that's all the way at the other end of the store from the front door. There's a reason for that. It forces them to walk around.
That's smart.
That's awesome.
We have all the new comics here, and then on either side of it, we have the latest graphic novel arrivals because they don't always fit with the comics.
Okay.
And it's when I say latest, some of them are 2, 3, 4 weeks older, and some of them are the ones that ship this week. Then, after they've been out here, and if you'll notice, there's lots of spaces because today is Monday, New Book Day is Wednesday. We will move all of these onto these waterfall racks here.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Nice.
We'll do that tomorrow morning, and on the waterfall racks, we identify the ones that came in last week. Oh, that's right. Last week was no. There we go. Last week was not an X-Men week. With Shelf Talkers, so you know what
nice.
came in last week. And I've got a whole. I've got 14 of these waterfall racks, which sadly haven't been made since 1998, or I'd have more. There you go, woo! And then the trade paperbacks end up on the bookshelves
Oh, man, these are
behind
very.
you, there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've got somewhere around, I don't know, 18,000 trade paperbacks in stock, something like
Wow.
that. Just a couple.
So this your personal collection?
Yes,
is-
it's my
is
personal collection.
Absolutely wonderful. It's great and all that. You know,
So what do you offer? I see you have a sign on for the holiday sales. Do you, also, do you do that for?
Most of your customers, or is this
That's
just?
anyone who comes in the door.
Oh, okay.
I have a subscription service.
Okay.
Subscribers get 10% off everything they buy.
Nice.
If they take at least 5 regular titles.
Oh, okay.
But as far as when I'm running a sale, which is over, this particular sale will probably almost certainly be over by the time this gets on the internet, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
I actually only run 2 or 3 sales a year. I'm not
Okay.
a big let's have a sale every week
Right.
kind of guy.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
want it to be a special occasion, but I also tend to run them like this. This ran almost a full month.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
And my anniversary sale, which we opened up June 1st, and so every June 1st I have an anniversary sale. I run that for 2 weeks.
So you guys don't do any gaming or anything in here? in the
Not a
store?
bit.
Tell us about your back issues. We see you guys have a huge selection of back issues. Is it DC on one side, Marvel, or is it just all
It's
everything combined?
alphabetical by title. I
Okay.
don't subdivide by anything, and I also don't like miscellaneous
Okay.
letter sections. So everything, if I've got a title in my back issue bins, it's going to have a divider, and you won't have to hunt through 75 other things. We have them in these are called lateral filing cabinets. I stole this idea from office places, for lack of a better term. These are just
You're
regular.
not the only one who does this. We've seen this in comic shops across the country.
I donated it. I've been doing this for about 15 years,
Nice.
and I posted this on the internet about 15 years ago and
Absolutely.
said, "Run with it, guys." So
Oh,
I'm not
it's
saying
awesome.
it was all me. Somebody else could have easily come up with this. I got this based off of Chuck Rosansky years ago. Came up with had a storage device that he had built for long boxes that was a single long box but 4 tall.
Got
Okay,
it,
and
yep.
I saw that and said, there's got to be a better way to do that than long boxes. Plus, each one of his, because they were custom built, were like $2,000, and this is like
Wow.
25 years ago.
Oh
$2,000.
yeah, absolutely.
And that's like, I can't do that. And I kept casting about. And finally, I found these lateral filing cabinets. And literally, these are just plain old BCW. Here, let me
Yep.
see if I can demonstrate. These are just BCW short boxes.
Yep.
They just sit right in here like they
That's
were
just
made for it.
perfect.
Yeah, I know.
That's just perfect.
And so I've started doing this. Gosh, it's got to be 15 years. For sure, we went with it when we moved from the space on Northwest Highway up here because I had to have more condensed and more efficient use of the space rather than long boxes on tables. And so I went to this because you can merchandise the top.
Absolutely.
In a push, if I really wanted to, I could even stack these up. I don't want to do that. I've never
Right.
done it, but you can merchandise the crap out of the top of it. Heck, I can walk around on the top of these things.
I mean,
And-
it's just it's such a great system. I mean,
It's
And
nice.
since
Oh,
I'm
it's
a big
awesome.
fan of other stores having success, that's what I said. Let's post pictures out there, and
yeah.
I know that Chuck Rosansky at Mile High actually he visits here. Well, I don't know, once every couple of years.
been to Mile High twice.
And he came to the store one time and he said, "This is incredible." I said, "I'm going to steal it." I said, "Please go right ahead."
Yeah, I've
So
been
he-
there twice to Mile High. I think me and the boys spent like 5 hours in there. It was just unbelievable.
I have yet to go, mostly because I've never been to Colorado, much less Denver. I'd love to go.
it's awesome.
Time and effort. There's when you run a business, there's just no time to. There's very little time to spare.
So, do you have stuff for young readers?
Sure.
Okay, can we see where that is?
Absolutely. It's up this way.
Awesome. 'Cause we try to promote reading and everything. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Both of us
Me
being teachers, and put your phones down, kids. And
Good
pick
luck
up-
with that. Right?
Yeah, I know. Pick up a book. Oh,
And
this is awesome.
all such a good source.
This whole area up here, all of this stuff is it's a combination of really young reader. There's
Yep.
some level 1 and level 2 and level
Yep.
3 readers in here as well. We have the big hits like Dogman, and My Little Ponies,
Yeah.
and Sonic, and Teen Titans Go, and
Minecraft
and
and
Minecraft,
everything.
then I've got a good display of little golden books. I've got activity books with stickers and coloring books as well, and then over here
This is
I've
great.
got a young adult section which we try and
awesome.
curate for the people who are past that but not quite
Ready
into the reading Death Dog and stuff like that,
Absolutely.
right? So this is we score a lot of mileage with parents who see that we've taken
Oh,
the
yeah.
effort to have stuff
I mean, your comic
set
shop has
aside.
something for everybody of
Yeah.
all ages.
Well, I
Yes.
think every comic book store should have something for
Absolutely.
everybody, because if you're only catering to a narrow range of customers, you're limiting what your potential growth can be.
Absolutely. Well, can we check out some of your rare comics up here in the front?
Sure. We put the super expensive ones away overnight because it's safer that way.
Oh yeah.
Put over by a car and peed on by the dog. Okay. I can't tell. It's actually hard to get that across to people sometimes. Is that you just without seeing them, you just don't know what condition your comics are in, and as a result of that, because I can't really tell. Hang on a second. That's my mother. She's my internet lister.
Nice.
Hello.
Hey everybody, I'd like to introduce one of Jeremy's employees. Her name is Sarah, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about some of their rare books.
Oh yeah. Jeremy will look at everybody's. Jeremy will look at collections that people put together, or that people bring to him, and determine whether or not we need them. So most of the stuff that we get is stuff that used to be other people's, like not that however long ago.
Yeah.
We
Their
did.
personal collection that they want to get rid of.
Yeah, there's occasionally some of the things that we have in the store is stuff that we did used to sell back in the day because we've been around for over 30 years.
Yeah.
The stuff in here, not so much.
Have you ever found a comic that you're like, wow, like something rare?
All the time. Goodness. I personally don't get to handle those very often because they are as expensive as they are.
Okay.
But like when say a giant size X-Men #1 shows up, or
Oh, yeah.
I've seen an Amazing Fantasy 15 a couple of times, not just in a museum, but I've also seen an Amazing Spider-Man #1 at least once.
Wow.
But yeah,
great.
it's just you never know what's going to come through the doors until they come through.
I know, that's awesome. So do you have a favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero is actually Superman.
Nice.
My first
Yeah.
Superman reference.
Okay. That's
all the
great.
other people, your dad told us is Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Like that, and like everybody we've talked to, like the other guy we talked to, Jake, the other day, his favorite character was Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Another guy we talked to in Indiana, which was great, was
Damani.
Yeah, Damani. His was Ben Riley.
That's
Scarlet
fair.
Yeah,
Spider.
so
Yeah.
all that. And could you like maybe talk a little bit about your books, like these Spideys and these rules?
Oh yeah, everybody, since there's no way to tell what condition things are going to come in at the time, the conditions can kind of vary,
Yeah.
as you can even see the grades that we give ourselves, because this,
Yep.
well, I say we, Jeremy goes over and determines what the grades are. But he knows what he's doing. He can pick out the different things, even the stuff that's not super obvious. Yeah, sure, I could probably be like, yeah, I can agree with this grade. I can see all the different cracks in the cover, but
Yeah, the little spine.
exactly.
Yeah.
But Jeremy knows what he's doing. He knows like how to look for specific like the staple stuff. How to look for like the the cutouts that
Like the Marvel stamps.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the Marvel stamps
Yep.
and that sort of thing. He knows, he has enough knowledge about like which books came with like a poster, that sort of thing. And that's not something that I really have
Okay.
firsthand knowledge of. I can just go surface level.
All right, so besides comic books and stuff for young readers, we see that you have all this paraphernalia here, this like sideshow collectibles, Bowen designs.
Not so much Bowen anymore.
Not so much
but
Bowen anymore?
Well, since Bowen's been out of business, you
Yeah.
know this. They've
Oh,
been,
yeah.
what, almost 15 years now, I
so,
think.
yeah.
But this is mostly Sideshow, Prime One, and I mean, I would
Yeah,
say
Diamond Select.
there's
too.
a few left, but I mean, Diamond Select is that for.
Yeah.
There's something that happened with Diamond. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
they were already slowing down on their production dramatically before the bankruptcy went through in January. So yeah, there's a lot of that stuff is gone and going and apparently
Yeah.
never coming back.
Absolutely, I know. I mean, my lord. Well, do you have anything you want to say before we let you guys go and get ready to open the shop? Anything you want to say to new customers or to people that don't know anything about comics and they come into a comic shop? Yeah, what would your advice be to them?
Well, whenever I encounter somebody who's like, I'm interested in comics, give me some ideas on what to read. First thing I ask them is what kind of shows or games do you play?
Okay.
Mostly because my high level concept there is if I can give you some connective tissue going on, like for example, I was a science fiction fan. Great, there's 1,000 comics that I can recommend to you that are science fiction-y.
Okay.
Depending on which version of science fiction, and are you a horror fan? Okay, you and I both know there's the kind of horror and the whoa, it's scary horror. There's different levels of that, and not everybody likes all the gore and complete change of direction because when you completely change direction on people, they tend to get either confused or unhappy.
Not to mention that, like, with the way that graphic novels have been published in way more genres these days
Yeah.
versus even 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it makes it so much easier to recommend to people. We get young people in here all the time that are like, I'm looking for manga, and I'm like, well, I can show you manga. We have some manga, but if you're really interested in learning about comics, there's so many web comics that are now being published in graphic novel format,
Okay.
and that just makes the industry so much more wider for audiences to get into it.
That's awesome. That is great. Well, we just want to thank you guys for letting us come here.
Sure.
And if you see anything you saw here in the shop, get a hold of Jeremy at
214-350-4420. My email is info@titancomics.com. I'm on all the various social medias, Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I'm pretty sure I'm Titan Comics on most of those. There is a publisher called Titan Comics who is not me. I get emails from them all the time, but I'm not them. But that's the best way to get a hold of me is call or email.
Awesome. All right, guys. We just want to say thank you to Jeremy
You bet.
and Sarah. Appreciate having us here. And we'll see you guys on the next time. Peace
All right.
out.
Take care.